Well, yeah, that's the problem with like shit like The Big Bang Theory and stuff. Where it's all just God, that show sucks so hard.
Yeah, pandering to people that
so
do
popular?
not relate to it.
Well,
my dad.
Well,
also,
Brendan.
if you watch Young Sheldon, you should be put on a list.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
that's what I'm
a
saying.
watch list of some
it's
kind.
so popular because most people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
With no taste.
I think if you're a like beating your chest or Young Sheldon fan, you should be on a no-fly list.
That's true.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you own a Bazinga shirt, we should kill you in the street.
Actually, I have to take something off of my Netflix list right now, really fast. Just real quick.
All right, we ripping.
Excuse me.
We're ripping.
Oh man.
Oh, you dropped something.
Yeah, I did. I do that a lot.
What is dummy?
Wow.
What is dummy?
Can already feel the tension.
I did that at Nietzsche's the other day, and then somebody asked like, "Whose phone is this?" I'm like, "Dude, it's mine."
I just dropped it.
Just dropped that shit. Whose else would it be?
Don't yell at me. I'm just a man. All right, Bird Soup. What's up, guys?
Episode 36.
Episode 36. Bowie's here. Brody's here. And Brendan
the three B's
is here. The three B's. 3 B's and a C. That's what we got.
Yep.
It'd be technically between us. It is BBC.
Wow. I think you might be onto something here. Let's explore this a little bit further right off the bat.
You're like, babe, hear me out.
Me and my buddies, we are BBC.
Technically speaking.
That's what we go by.
There's a BBC in this room.
That's beautiful.
There's at least one. All right, so Brendan, how are you? How the hell are you, buddy?
I'm actually doing fantastic, but if it's okay with you guys, before we start really quick.
Go for it.
I actually, just because I know it's such a special occasion, and I'm really honored that you would have me on the podcast on your birthday, Connor, so I got you a little happy birthday, Connor.
Shit. Me a damn
Folks,
cake.
Come on.
It is my birthday.
It's the birthday boy, so I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Thanks,
happy
man.
birthday, Connor.
Incredible.
There you go. Everybody at home, make sure you're hitting that comment
Mr.
section.
Mink.
Happy birthday, Connor.
Happy birthday,
that's
Connor.
So fucking good.
You fucker. You fucking bitch, dude.
Oh, come on.
Come on,
It just
dude.
feels like it's
How
always
old
my
are you
birthday
now,
around
Connor?
here.
Like 87 at this point?
Yeah. I'm at least 45.
Yeah.
45 and a half.
No, that rules.
Well,
man.
you look
You
great.
guys just keep one-upping each other, too, with this bit.
No, this is good.
I thought it was funny because, what's his name? Like, I think he actually thought it was your birthday.
Several
He
people did.
Yeah, that was
several
really,
people did.
That was
I
really
got
fucking.
text messages too, even.
Oh, that's really.
I was
funny.
like, you son of a
That's
bitch.
perfect.
You
That
should
was
know
a-
when
that
my
was a good
birthday.
and then on April 1st too, I feel like the people that don't have their guard up on an April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
you're living in another
like
world.
being born on
Where are
April
you?
1st must kind of suck a
Oh,
little
100%.
bit.
I would think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
'Cause nobody believes you.
So much
Right.
deception.
Yeah, you probably don't ever
like
get
that.
like birthday discounts or anything. They're like,
No.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like you go to Applebee's
Yeah.
and they're like, it's not your fucking
It's like,
birthday.
well, okay.
Let me see your ID.
Good
Yeah,
one.
right. You get the one
Everybody
waiter
says that.
taking it too serious. You gonna fool me? You think this shit's gonna work? Not today.
Yeah, I've seen this shit before, buddy. Beat it. Now you can't even eat
Fucking
here.
oldest trick in the fucking book.
Yeah.
Well, you want some candles?
Get out right
fucking
now.
blow me, dude.
You fucking blow me, dude.
Don't blow your fucking candles in my face. Oh, man. Well, thank you. What kind of cake is this?
I think it's vanilla with some raspberry filling inside. Do you like raspberry?
I love raspberries.
That is.
I love all
that is
berries,
news.
I
That-
think.
it's a
Do you
good-
really?
I'm a berry man.
Okay.
Berry
Barry
they're-
Manilow.
They're berry.
Barry Manilow.
Berry man at high
Call me Barry
sometimes.
Manilow.
Oh.
I'm a high because I'm tall.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not
vertical.
Not because
Yeah.
of those edibles.
No, definitely not. I didn't do that today. What am I, a fool? Before a podcast?
This is a professional.
yeah,
over here,
we're taking
you
this
know.
seriously.
Very serious, hard-hitting journalism.
100%.
Fuck yeah.
Please hold your microphone as close to the mouth as you can, just to get, just for peak professionalism. Man, but this is great. So, do you want to? Should we fill people in for why we wish each other happy birthday every time we see each other?
Oh yeah, give that.
That's
one,
probably fair. Yeah, because
people have asked.
Okay, that makes it. Yeah, it's just kind of become a running bit of ours. I'd say
Yeah.
over like the past. Definitely like
2
2
and a
years,
half, 2
right?
years.
I was gonna say 2 years.
Yeah.
Where, to be completely honest, I don't know how it.
I think I know the origin.
Do you really?
sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the long and short of it is, and I want to get to the origin, but the long and short of it is,
Yeah.
it's just
The
become
long
a
and
running.
short.
Nice. It's become a running thing though that
Don't go
anytime Connor comes to one of my shows, regardless of what band it is or anything like
Yeah.
that, I will always. In the microphone, get everybody to cheer for
Yes.
it being his birthday. Be like, hey guys, I just want to take a quick second here before we get on to this next song. It's my buddy Connor's birthday tonight. Can we have a huge hand for Connor every single time without fail? People go crazy for it.
Yeah, and I have gotten multiple free drinks out of it, so it's one of my favorite bits
my pleasure.
that anyone does.
That's really
sick. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, and especially at like when we were at Ironworks and stuff too. It's like I'm not trying to spend $13 on one drink. It's like, oh, get you something. I'm like, fucking ring it up, dude. Yeah. I'm in. I'll take it, dude.
Okay, wait. What's the origin though?
So the origin, I don't know. I'm not sure if you remember this, but I think you do. So 2 years ago, I believe, I think it was like 25. I think it was turned 25. The day before my birthday, you had a show. So I was going to a show at Mohawk. By the way, shout out.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. But
back kind of
like the Phoenix.
It's back.
They need to get
They
need to get funded still.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sure. We'll help them. You know, we maybe do a fundraiser for Mohawk Place. Who knows?
That's a great idea.
Who knows? This is just thought of that. But in any case, so we were at a show in Mohawk. We hanged after. We were hanging out at Masuda Chow's. We went over there.
Classic.
And then
I was there yesterday.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And this morning.
Yo, man, this fucking world traveler over here.
There
we go. Dude, world traveler, the same place, dude.
It's a Main Street.
It's like I go to work every day, and then you're like, man, this guy travels a lot.
Dude.
He's all over the
place. He's always going somewhere, dude. Fucking 9 to 5 every day. He's always somewhere.
Wow, man.
What the fuck?
You never know where he's at, but you know exactly where he's at.
Yeah.
But in any case, so we were there, we were hanging out, and once the clock turned to midnight, I was doing an Instagram story, and I went up to you, and I was like, "Everybody, happy birthday to Brendan!" And he's like, "It's your birthday!" And I was
totally remember, and I remember the video now too. That
it's
you
perfect.
said that. Yeah.
Good times, man.
Yeah. So from that moment, I think every time we saw each other, it was just like, "Hey, happy birthday, dude!"
With like over the span of 2 years, we're probably pushing triple digits of times that.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both 100 years old and counting.
But we look great.
But we look fantastic.
We do. Don't we,
Every
folks?
birthday we have, we seem younger, honestly.
I agree.
It feels weird.
Little Benjamin Button action.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I mean, youth is a state of mind. Really.
Right.
Now we're talking.
100%.
Now we're talking some real shit.
Yeah. I'm young at heart and old in face. Yeah. That's fair.
Is that what you told the teenage girls you talk to?
Yeah.
Wow.
All of my nieces and nephews that are I'm forced to see at family parties.
Yeah.
None of the ones.
You talk to your cousins.
None of
nieces? That's weird.
None of the high schoolers that I voluntarily go to. That doesn't happen.
Of course,
That's not a thing.
They're all just like, "Damn, you're old as hell."
Yeah. And I'm like, fucking. And I'll just dab in their face and act like that's what's going on. We're actually bringing dabbing back.
So is it the kind of thing where like you go in for the dab and by the time you come out of it, everybody's just already dispersed?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. Okay. It's more. I go into the dab
it's
and
like
then
the Twilight Zone.
they laugh at
there
me.
we go.
You go to the dab and then everybody's so old when you come out of it.
Shifting dimensions with each dab.
Yeah.
Pig faces.
Yeah. They're all just age so rapidly. You have like a magical dab.
Magical dab. That would be great. Yeah. Honestly, there's a sketch there. Yeah. You can fucking run that shit up.
Absolutely.
The dab between worlds.
Whoa.
Or a dabble do ya? I don't know.
A dabble do ya?
A dabble
do ya?
Yabble dabble do? Yabba dabble do?
That's the Yogi Bear crossover we're gonna get to.
Yep.
It's gonna be like a Space Jam-esque live action animation sort of deal.
In the second half of this episode.
Yes. Yeah. Where the budget of this podcast is growing exponentially.
Rapidly, from what I've heard. I mean, my gosh.
One Patreon subscriber at a time.
That's what it'll do.
Well,
a dab will do you.
One for the past few months.
Yeah. That's at least several different payments of $5 that we've gotten, which is pretty good.
Yeah, we're still pretty deep in the red.
It's not like no. Wow. But we see the service.
Yeah,
the service is it's on the horizon.
I mean, so maybe go subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah, if you're on a cellular device or a computer, either way, you can find us at patreon.com/birdsoup.
I think
podcast something.
Hit that link.
Hit our link. Tree.
Go in the bio. Go to the link tree. You'll find that shit. Do you have any Patreons?
No, I don't actually.
You got to get on that shit, dude.
I probably should.
Yeah, dude, we're killing it.
Coming from our experience, you should really.
Dude,
just for nothing. Just make one just to have it.
Yeah, dude,
subscribe to my life.
It actually covers like 0.1% of my rent. So
Let's go.
There we go.
That's it.
Chipping away.
Like 0.05, I think, ish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, of my rent.
Minus taxes and fees.
Yeah.
That'll get you.
Yeah, dude.
Bastardly taxes. God damn it.
I still got to do those. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Should we just skip it this year? I think I might just skip my taxes.
The IRS is watching. Turn off, please.
This is a comedy podcast. Yeah. Everything I say is in jest.
IRS
It's
allowed.
not even my birthday. That's the beauty of this.
Well, you don't have to
bit.
lie about that. I mean, you know, can lie about your taxes. Don't lie about your birthday.
We are a firm anti-IRS podcast.
I agree.
This is
as a supporter, I like.
Yeah.
You could feel that through every episode. I'm like,
right.
These guys fucking hate the IRS, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just you got to have a platform. I think know if you're on a soapbox, you might as well say something useful. You know what I mean?
Powerful.
That's kind of the deal. And then
I just got chills.
They can't arrest all of us if all of us don't pay our taxes.
I mean, what kind of name is it anyway? That's not even a word.
What, the IRS?
Yeah, ERS. That's not a word.
ERS?
It's not a fucking word, dude. What kind of name is that?
True.
It
sounds like
fucking.
To be fair, it sounds like an acronym.
It is an acronym. But is it though? Is it though?
Yeah, that's what they want you to say.
ERS?
Yeah. What is that even? Internal Revenue Service? Yeah. Those aren't words either.
What is yourself.
What inside of what? What are you inside?
Internal?
What are you in?
I don't make money with my body.
How are you inside of revenue? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Service? I don't think so.
Yeah, wait, so yeah, is
it doesn't sound like it.
Tip of that attitude.
So are you inside the revenue or is the revenue inside of you? What's going on here?
Maybe
and
the
who's getting
revenue was inside all of us all along.
I was going to go there.
Man, and who's getting serviced at the end of the day?
Dude.
I mean, I guess they fuck a lot of people, if you know what I'm saying.
Now we're talking.
If you're going to take my revenue, at least give me some service. You know what I'm saying? Too much.
Just a common courtesy.
There's not enough cash in the world. We gotta cut some of it out.
I agree.
And we can't give it to them.
There's not enough. We have to get rid of it.
Yeah, we have to get rid of all the money.
We have to get rid of some of it.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
we need less.
We've overflowing the cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our cup is chock full of
I wake up every
all right, let's
morning.
Talk about wealth redistribution, fellas. Let's get right into it here.
Yeah. Well, I had a question. So what do you do? Like, what is your job?
So
he drives a bus or something.
Yeah, he's a bus man.
I'm the bus man.
Hell yeah, dude. Do you get a cool hat or anything?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah.
All the T-shirts.
You have like a little conductor hat.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I wear that every single day, even in the shower.
Yeah. It's actually a hairnet as well.
Yeah.
It doubles.
Exactly. We just have like a mirror in front of it right now. So it's like, like the reflective thing where you can't see through. But it's on right now. You guys just can't. All our viewers at home just can't see it.
I'll Photoshop one in right on your head. I'm actually not going to do that. But... Yeah, so what is your position? Are you NFTA?
Yes, NFTA. I am the assistant manager of consumer and government affairs. So I essentially my job is keeping up with all of the and by I mean all of the legislation that gets passed and proposed and whatnot. And then on our end also trying to propose legislation that is in favor of public transit in terms of expanding it, making it better, trying to find funding for the various projects that we have going on.
Hell yeah.
And then, working with politicians and other relevant groups to try to either get legislation passed that supports transit or the airports.
Hell yeah.
Or
so your planes, trains, and automobiles.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Okay.
Quite literally all of the above. Yes, we manage.
Connor's never seen that movie.
I still have.
Really?
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Come on, man.
Yeah. No, it's. I think the longer I don't watch it, the better it will be when it does happen.
Should we just stop recording now and then watch and then revisit?
Yeah, we can cut in planes, trains, and automobiles the whole movie.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after this brief 2-hour break. But yeah, no, so it's really cool. I've been there about 6 months now. It's a lot of fun.
Sick.
I feel like oftentimes and very understandably people are like, oh, you're a fucking lobbyist. And it's like, I am, but for something good.
Right.
Not for big oil or...
Yes. You're big.
So you don't work for.
I'm big.
You don't work for. That's not a government agency.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, it's a state agency. State agency. So
at least it's a state. If you worked for the feds, we wouldn't be able to have you on.
Trust me,
that's correct.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
I also think it's really funny that he's in a bunch of bands and shit, and you're like, well, what is your day job?
Yeah.
No, it's true. Yeah,
because I don't know.
That's such a funny premise for a fucking podcast. Is just interviewing cool artists about their shitty day jobs.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, his day job.
To be fair, I do love my.
No,
I'm just saying. Just by comparison.
I make flags. He helps people get to their job. I think one of those two things are more important than, Yeah. But it doesn't.
The jury's out on that one. I don't know if I agree necessarily, but.
I mean, flags are cool. I like my job. It's a fun time. But because I've seen you post certain thing about how government spending and other stuff where it's I can tell you're a champion of the working man. And
Thanks,
like
man.
the people that are, want things to be done, like not a lot of the time actively like campaign to do them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like with me sometimes when I'm like seeing all the protests and everything, and I'm like, I agree, but I'm A, tired, and 2, a big goofball, and I don't know how to make that thing funny.
No,
it's a
What, the
weird
protest?
There's ways
Well,
to,
just like
though,
the
I went to the
shittiness.
protest.
like talking about.
I went to the
yesterday
march,
you were there.
yeah.
Oh,
Hell
nice.
yeah.
I was there too.
That's
You know what's
really?
crazy? Actually, I fucking saw you from the distance.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Yeah, you can't miss him, dude.
well,
That
I mean,
that
so
head of
handsome,
hair,
of course.
That flying tomato.
No, but I did see you for like you were. It was while the march was happening, and you were probably like half a block ahead of me, or you were like cutting across. I think it might. I don't know how I saw you like that, but
Yeah, you were, like,
I was like
setting
gonna
cars
go
on
run
fire.
and grab you, but you were like with a couple friends or whatever, and I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna see Brody tomorrow. Like,
Yeah, no worries, dude.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people there, but yeah, no, I was there with like Jesse and
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
and
cool.
John
Yeah, yeah.
and
That's it.
all those guys.
But yeah, no.
Thanks for the
it's-
invite, dude. I just didn't
Wow.
want to go alone. I just needed buddies.
you just
and
said you didn't want to do it.
I said I was tired. I said if my compatriots and
Well,
I
dude, I don't
got
know,
together,
man. I wasn't even expecting to wake up on time for it, to be honest,
Right.
either.
Right.
Yeah. Great
Because they
turnout.
went-
though.
Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
no, it
kinda
looked
cool.
crazy.
Shit
I
ton of
was really
people.
mad
Tons
that
of
we
people.
didn't throw like bricks through the ice building though.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah,
dude, we're
well,
gonna march to the
missed
ice building,
opportunity.
and then it's like, okay, so we just got our steps in collectively.
At least they were
Right.
calling it out. But I
Yeah.
think that's a
Yeah.
huge part of that, though, is that like
Somebody needs
There-
to throw a brick through the ice building.
Right. Yeah.
That's a big important part.
I was gonna say, well, yeah.
Someone's gotta
and
light- we
just
didn't
like
light the fire.
need more like direct action after.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like somebody had to grab a cop's gun, and somebody should
Right.
We had to
right.
start setting cop cars
For
on
the
fire.
sake of my
Yeah.
employer, I do not endorse
Oh, I'm
these
just
tactics.
fucking with you.
Comedy.
I'm
This is
sorry,
comedy
dude. I'm sorry. I'm
podcast.
sorry.
I'm just messing. I'm just
Dude, it's so
messing.
funny to take a cop's gun. It's one of the funniest things you could do.
Yeah,
It's-
dude, it is
it's-
real. It is actually really
It's
funny.
really funny.
It is really funny.
Listen, the Bird
We
Soup
do not
podcast.
endorse
We're anti IRS,
Yeah.
but pro taking.
Well, how the hell do you think we're gonna face the IRS?
I'm not
with
even
that?
saying
Of course.
because I'm not even saying shoot anybody.
Ready
with
for
it.
battle. You
No,
just gotta
just
take
take
it.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying take it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
we're inspecting it. We're making sure it's up to code.
April Fools.
April
you know,
Fools.
right? Yeah,
Dude.
of course.
Yeah, that's the thing about a
Uh,
march too. You can't really do it on April 1st. It kind of
That's
defeats the whole purpose of the point you're trying to say. If it's like, just kidding. You know, the government would take it as a joke if it was on April 1st, so it had to be on the 5th.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. I just wish like there was
Fifth?
like more
6th, 5th,
Fifth.
5th.
like I just wish there was more action, and then
Yeah.
also like not like selfishly for the story,
Right.
but it's also like what
Yeah.
changed.
Well, this
because
is-
it's Saturday.
This
I
is
think
why I'm
it-
asking him about his job, because he is someone that can
Well, I
actively
mean, it's like a
change
thing-
things
well,
from the inside.
It's like a thing with like like the performative activism of like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's very
the,
real.
like non-leftist liberals.
Yeah.
Where it's like I saw somebody post about it where they're like, "Man, no, it's good if you have a protest go. It really makes you feel like you're doing something." And I'm like, dude,
yeah.
like.
That's not the
Oh
point.
no! The point isn't to pat yourself on the back and be like,
Right,
"Dude, I
right,
went
right.
here and walked around in a circle for a little while."
Right, right.
It's like what? We didn't sit in. No, because it's like, and somebody said something too, and it's like it's so like we were there and we were like walking down the fucking street, and like one of the guys goes, "Stay in the yellow." I'm like, oh, so like we're doing this in like a way to like feel good about ourselves
Right.
while we're acting completely within the confines of the government we're trying to
Yes.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like completely. It doesn't really
Right.
make any sense in terms of like
yeah.
making change.
Rebellion with boundaries.
Yeah,
It's not,
like-
not
like-
really a
like-
huge,
I feel like I think that's like definitely very real and valid. I feel like to try and give like a glass half full perspective on it, I agree 110% with everything you're saying. I would say like for one, I think marches like that at the very least are potentially an opportunity for people to kind of get off the sidelines a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody does have that feeling of like, damn, like I want to do something, like that is like,
Yeah.
like you said, that should not be like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
good for the next 4 years now. I don't have
Right.
shit to do.
Yeah.
But I do think though that there's something to being like, you know what, like I'm gonna go check this out. And they had a bunch of speakers from like a lot of really great local organizations. Maybe
Right.
somebody hears somebody speaking and that resonates with them a lot, and they're like, oh, well, how do I get involved and volunteer with them potentially? But yeah, like it can't just be at the like the event and then like that's it. You know? Like you need to take the additional step, and it's initiative. But then at the other, like, you know what's so crazy is that like
there's so much to do.
Well,
you know,
well, I was just gonna say, I go back and forth with this though, because not back and forth with like, you know, this, but just like the premise of like you see all of these, you see all these people who are like yesterday, everybody around the country was gathering in the thousands in these big cities. Wild. It was awesome. It's great to see, you know. And what bothers me is like people are in a way like going out and showing out like that is like you're taking the step to try and do your part. I think the bigger problem is that like the people in charge who actually can harness that aren't.
No,
like Democrats,
that's what I'm saying.
They aren't.
They're fucking addicted to losing.
Right, exactly.
They're being addicted to being ineffectual. But then there's also like this thing where it's always like it just feels like with like liberals, it's always like bare minimum shit.
Totally.
Yeah.
Where it's like anybody like performative, like
totally.
And it was literally, it's like you just want to feel good about yourself. You want to be able to complain about it.
It needs to be like tangible.
Yeah, but like you look at like things that have actually changed
right.
shit. You actually had to inconvenience them on some level.
Right. Yeah.
Like to like sit-ins. Or like, you know, fucking not getting off the bus. You know what I mean? Shit like that, where you were actually like in, like, you know, boycotting or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's
striking, like Grace. Yeah. You know, that's like Grace's job, and so like she's like that's really cool to see, like on a like such a large scale like that of like
big
people
pro-labor project.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah.
We love the working man.
Like doing that shit is actually doing.
It's a job that's losing us money, but it's a job. We're working nonetheless.
I just like read that post from somebody like on Facebook, and I was like, dude, like.
Right,
it's like where's your brain even?
If that sort of thing is like the catalyst to make you want to do more and get involved with the local organization, then that's great, and you should be able to like tout that shit and be like, you know what, I went to this today and I heard, you know, like for example, somebody that spoke yesterday, who I've like done some work with previously, is like Justice for Migrant Families, and their executive director spoke, and like she was getting people hyped the fuck up, like really great speaker, like really getting people like energized about it.
Hell yeah.
And like that's the thing is like if somebody goes to that and they see that and like, you know what, like how like the fucked up treatment of, you know, immigrants, undocumented people in this country is just like horrific, and hearing that woman speak like I want to go work with her, then like that's awesome, but it can't just be that. And I think the great thing about Buffalo is that there's so many great like politically adjacent groups that you can get involved with and volunteer with, whether your thing is with like immigration or like the environment or anything like that, and that you can find your way into that. And then that's how you do kind of give back, is like mobilizing and being a part of a group. But again, I maintain though that while that is fundamental, it is just like backbreaking that you just don't have the people at the top who are like, wow, look at all of this energy and enthusiasm. Let's harness this and channel it.
It's always like an uphill battle where it's like you're like, because it's like the actual, well, I mean, I don't know, man. There's not really a left party in the U.S.
No, I mean, especially in the last, the
Democrats are center.
They could be, but they just choose not to.
They had a chance.
Because it'll hurt the bottom line of the people that give them money.
In 2016 to go with Bernie and take the party in like a pro-labor, democratic socialist kind of way.
Insane.
And they chose Hillary. And then because they just wanted to lose another election. And just keep their fucking, you know. I mean, they keep their stocks good. Nancy Pelosi's fucking stocks are doing fine, I'm sure.
But that is insane, too, that you're able to, like, hold stocks
it's so fucking
as a government
and then
worker.
you can just make a choice to just, like...
change the whole thing.
You're like, you just, like, I'm gonna sell all my stock in this and then ban it or whatever.
It's literally like the pump and dump crypto shit, where it's like, they'll, like, start a meme coin and everyone will be like, oh, this guy's a part of it? Let's just fucking put money into this.
Quite literally the White House right now. That is...
Oh, God, so
insane.
It's fucking grifters,
dude.
Stupid.
Nuts.
It's messed up.
And it's always, and that's the thing is, I think it's funny that it's always been about money. Like, you know, go back to the fucking first George Washington. Like that guy wasn't like, all right, let's fucking work for the working man. Like, it's like the elite started the country.
No, they all had slaves, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
There wasn't even a labor class yet. It was just slaves.
No. Right.
But that's the thing is, like, it's always, I think, been like, it's been hidden by a veil of like, you know, like prosperity and like, you know, like there's always been like a I don't know what the word would be, like a visual to like the government.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, they have their shit together. Like things that may not be that great, but it's like there is at least a government. Now it's just like there's no semblance of like respect.
This is easily the funniest timeline.
It's insane.
Like, it literally, like if you
the
pitch this as like an episode of television like 20 years ago, they'd be like, "Fuck off."
They'd be like, "That's not." That
they'd be like, "This show is not realistic. This is bullshit."
Yeah, no, it's a cartoon.
It's a joke, man.
We're in a cartoon right now. But that's why you got to start podcast. I think everyone should have a podcast.
Podcasts change the world, folks.
I mean,
as a fellow podcaster myself,
yeah.
Speaking of which, Sabres.
Fucking hard pivot.
Dude, are they good right now? Are they a good team?
What's better, the Sabres or the government right now?
Oh, boy.
I
don't think that there's an answer to that, honestly. I don't. They are, I think that they're winning some games now, which is good. Doing so on a consistent basis, but
like 5 of 6 or 6 to
7? 6 to 7 now, I believe. Yeah. Okay. But they're doing it on the back of a 37-year-old goalie.
I saw that clip
And otherwise, like they've had times where they're definitely looking better and more like an actual professional hockey team. But I think they're also being propped up by a ridiculous run by a dude that's like a year away from retiring. So
that's tricky.
Yeah, it
and
sure
didn't
is.
We have like some of the we had like the youngest team for a long time. Still do. Except for one player that's like integral.
Just really
and
skewing the average.
Yeah.
What So why do you like? What got you into hockey? I'm like I've never really been into hockey. But so like, is it like your favorite shit or like?
Yeah, like definitely since I was a kid, hockey's been like my favorite sport for sure. Played it since I was young. Probably started when I was like 8 years old. I want to say
because you were, or I guess we all were like that Sabres run with like Briere, Chris Drury, like that was like the childhood like we're good at something.
Yeah,
like because the Bills weren't good, so the Sabres were good at that time, and then you had something to focus on.
Well, and I feel like that time too, like those couple of years from 2005 to 2007, like it wasn't just them being good. I feel like it for a lot of people like our age, who grew up with it in Buffalo, like because the Bills were so dog shit terrible at that point. That was our first real taste of like a team being like one of the best, and I think that it like romanticized it almost. I think that's like a beautiful thing about sports is that
we've never like gone all the way with the Sabres.
No.
Were we in the final? We were in the finals.
In 1999 they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and then they did in 1975.
Okay,
they did as well.
And 1999 was Hasek time.
Hasek time.
Hell yeah!
I met that guy.
Yep.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Was he nice?
At Weedy, because I worked for Weedy for a minute.
No way.
Yeah. Good guy.
He's cool.
Cool.
That's cool. Best goalie ever. So
yeah. Did you meet Ryan Miller? You seem like a guy that would have met Ryan Miller.
I met Ryan, so I actually have the photo of it. Like when I was younger, they used to do those like the kids' days things where it wouldn't be when a game was played, and you can like go around the arena and play like ping pong with Henrik Tallinder and like hockey shot with fucking who's another guy like Vaclav Varada or some shit like that. In one of them, I have a picture of me and Ryan Miller. Like, and I got to meet him and get his autograph back in the day. That man's a legend.
100%.
Love Ryan Miller.
He was probably like that whole, what was it? Was it 2008 Olympics? Or 10. The 2010? Yeah. Where he was the goalie. And then the shootout at the end. Dude, I was like, that I think might be my most core memory, like Olympics watch. Because like I have not given a shit since then. So, because there's just been really no like standout like if especially if we're good at football, that's not going to get us anywhere in the Olympics. Like it's just one of those things.
They're bringing, flag football is about to be in the Olympics.
It's in the next one,
in the next Summer Olympics, and I think it's going to be a thing that like the NFL players are going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
that's
going to be nuts.
Why would they want to?
Dude, well,
win a gold medal, I guess, right?
Like, it's the dream team
dude,
sort of deal.
That's the funniest thing too. Like the Olympics, like you can, like you're gonna like go away from your $100 million contract to go fucking win a gold medal and like $18,000 or whatever.
Whatever it is.
You dedicate your whole life to win a gold medal and you get like $20,000.
Yeah,
nuts.
That's wild.
I mean, hey, it's not about the money, Brody. It's about the fucking prestige.
About being patriotic.
In history. It's
also just funny to have that like American football there. They're like, I wonder who's gonna win this. Can you imagine if we lose that shit?
Yeah, can you imagine, like, all right, at quarterback for Team USA, we have Lamar Jackson going up against Team Sweden.
No, dude, it's like a fucking like the Vietnamese, like a huge Vietnamese upset with like, and they have like just a bunch of tiny Vietnamese dudes that just fucking crush the NFL players.
God. And then you get the
which
Luka
is such a good
Doncic.
metaphor for the Vietnam War, actually. Now that I think about it.
Well, that's how Olympics was.
We're all over. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Speaking of fucking governments, dude.
Speaking of the Vietnam War, man, that was pretty messed up, huh?
It was, dude. It was.
If you told someone that was alive in the Vietnam War era that Donald Trump would try to pump up a meme coin in the White House, they'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, that language doesn't even, like, comply.
It's like, were you just saying words?
They're like, what are you fucking talking? Yeah, dude, for real, dude. What does that mean?
Straight up. History doesn't make any sense, dude. We're in the silliest timeline, but also the saddest, I think. Maybe.
Well, it is both.
Have you ever seen? There's like memes where it was like, fucking like George Washington if he was alive today, and he's just like, "Can I have another McRib?" Like, it's like they wouldn't even like. They're just not even mentally prepared.
It doesn't even like. Yeah. You show Thomas Jefferson Skrillex and he fucking shits his pants, dude. That's exactly what would happen.
No, it's just so funny to think that everybody's like, dude, if they were alive today, they'd be so disappointed. I fucking doubt it, dude.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you can fucking fly, dude. You went to the goddamn moon? What the fuck are you doing?
I mean, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking rad. Yeah. Holy fuck, dude.
Oh my god. No, it is kind of cool that like human beings have like as much capacity as we have to be like utter pieces of shit, us like to each other, to the planet, to everything. Man, we've done really some pretty cool shit.
Yeah,
man, this is really deep, Connor.
Dude, I don't know. No, I'm in my bag right now, dude.
Is there?
It's my birthday. I'm feeling myself.
Birthday boy. Is there like a? I mean, that's very real though. Like I don't know. I feel like if there's anything that can like get us fucking through this, it's just like the thought that like. I don't know. I want to believe that, like, at our core, people are, like, good and can harness the power of good and can overcome, the laundry list of things you want to use to describe the current administration. Yeah. Evil, racist, fucking
well, everybody's good
orange, ugly.
Except the Russians.
Yeah, the Russians.
Except the Russians. Yeah. Everybody's good except them.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Because really what you need to what we really need to bring the country back on track,
of course they're bad.
We need a common enemy. That's what we need.
Oh, yeah, that's
to
true.
Bring this. We need a big bad guy to bring, we need to conquer Greenland.
But you need the right leader to harness it. Though.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing is that there's just this like
JD Vance
disarray
will be
right
now.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, next man up, bro.
Next man up, dude.
JD Vance, 6th man of the year.
I think the Democrats are gonna run AOC.
I could see that.
If like Schumer steps down or whatever.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah, she's got really high approval ratings in like liberal circles.
A lot of people are saying she could run for Schumer's Senate seat for sure, which would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. Like she's somebody that like people definitely have their fair criticisms of her, but like somebody that actually knows how to like get the messaging across and can like not get because I feel like part of the problem too is like
what's
so
the problem,
much of like.
What's the problem?
No. Let's hear it.
No, I think there's a few things with it. I think for one, like people get too caught up in like I need to give the dictionary definition of socialism versus democratic socialism versus this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I think in reality, like for all of their endless list of faults, like the one thing that the right and Trump has been able to do is like deliver like a populist message of like together. And I think that like there's nobody on the left that is able to do that in a way that is conveying things that actually matter to people and like affect people's lives.
100%.
And I think that they keep getting caught up in a lot of this like nitty gritty bullshit when in reality, like if you were able to just properly message like shit like taxing the crazy wealthy, like it's actually a good thing for the government to spend on its people. Yeah. Like reversing the whole like JFK ask not what your country can do for you, but what you like. No, fuck that. What can my country do? That is the point of a government.
It's like what the government.
It is literally its job, and like being able to like call that shit out, call out when like the right is doing this like, well, there's 4 trans kids in the United States who are playing soccer right now. And I think that's like, fuck you. That does not matter to your life materially. Like,
no, not
that's,
at all.
You know, and I think it's just shit like that that like the Democrats are like so afraid to like touch these subjects. It's like
because they're all rich and they have a vested interest.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why Bernie got fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Because like the whole Democratic fucking national convention, the existence of all of those jobs was contingent on Hillary, status quo politician.
Exactly.
And that's why they ran Biden again. Because all their jobs, because Bernie would have cleaned house.
Maintaining,
And then the other thing, dude, this is the other thing that I think
and kept him fucking talking.
Why we lose all the time.
Yeah.
It's because of the fucking right can coalition build.
Yeah.
Totally.
Dude, like the insane thing to me is like, for the first like fucking election of Donald Trump, dude, you had like Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens working together.
Yeah.
To fucking and so you had a racist Jewish man and an anti-Semitic black woman working together to elect the same candidate.
Which is kind of beautiful,
and
right?
that would never
A little bit. It's a little beautiful.
It is a little beautiful. That is a little beautiful.
Really
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of like the beauty of
kind
the
of amazing.
Yeah, like and they were working together to get stuff done.
But no, I think that speaks to the bigger point when you bring it back to the Democrats, which is the fact that on the right, they will have people who are, let's just say like the crazy QAnon right-wing shitheads, and people who are, live in Hamburg and like aren't outwardly like putrid towards people, but definitely has some fucked up beliefs.
Yeah.
And they're able to like use that net and kind of bring those people in. Whereas with the Democrats, it's like, if you don't love Kamala Harris, like I'm gonna throw you into Lake Erie.
But like there's no coalition building.
I will tar and instead of turning your nose up at people who are further to the left and more progressive, it needs to be all right. Instead of expelling those people and telling them that they're not a part of the party or whatever, like cast a wider net. Welcome those people into the fold.
The Israel stuff definitely fucked her too. She lost a huge amount.
Totally.
Well, that was the whole Hillary thing too, where it's like she was such a war hawk that like that was like the big thing.
But
that
everybody was a war hawk.
No,
like,
but like that's
everybody was that for like the longest time.
She also very well like at that moment, like at that time, was one of, I think, it was just so divisive, and like obviously she would have been a better president than he was.
Yes,
but, like, was just so divisive. And
dude, Pokemon go to the polls.
Negatively.
That's
right.
the problem.
And then just kept. It's these like forced errors. You are making all of these mistakes that people would be like, that's not gonna go over well.
No.
Like
they're so out of touch.
What was the one like? Oh, I'm chilling with my homies in Des Moines. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like so stupid.
What are you doing?
It's
and that's the thing, dude.
Disgusting.
Bernie had so much fucking like
momentum,
dude, and they literally fucked him out of it.
And dude, he's had the same set for years. He's been saying the same goddamn thing for fucking 30 years.
Everything that happens in this administration, it can be linked to the fucking
2016,
DNC in 2016.
Yeah.
Because I think if Trump lost, he wouldn't. He
would have fucked off and done something else.
But the first administration set up for this one in a lot of ways with like the shit that they rolled back and they rolled it into COVID.
Totally.
But like then you get a fucking status quo Democrat who he's just gonna beat again because it's just gonna flip flop over and over.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have like I don't know if they depending on like if the Democrats they'll probably just do Kamala again, or like fucking somebody like that.
Well, right, and like
Tim
that's
Kaine,
what it should have been all along. It should have been like because like look like at the time like was he my preferred was Biden my preferred candidate? No, I wish it would have been Bernie back then. But like, it's like you know what like this dude at least would be able to beat Trump. But it should have been
until his brain melted.
4 years, you're done. Like halfway through the second year, announce you're not running for re-election. Do an open primary. Get the best candidate to like represent people and then run that person, not just like, oh shit, the election's in 6 months.
It's like
this guy's brain is now soup, and we need to figure something out here. And then,
dude.
And you're right. Like the shit with Israel, I think is just like totally.
It's a mess.
Yeah, you want to know what guys? I think about Israel.
I
gotta say, yuck. Okay,
I
think that's a messy, gross situation. I think that's bad.
It's stinky as heck, dude.
It's stinky, dude.
That's a stinky issue.
We are not a fan of genocide on this podcast.
Darn right.
Down with genocide. Up with hugs. Hug each other, kiss each other. If you want to be hugged or kissed, consent is also a big proponent of the Bird Soup podcast.
We got to get on the line right now to the Middle East and let these people know. We figured it out.
Bring me the red phone, dude.
Honestly, dude, how can the right be so wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, talk about it.
If you're so right, why are you so wrong about that? You know what I'm saying? fucking, it's
Fucking
interesting.
Mic drop.
Word to your mother, dude.
Straight up.
Straight
Tell him.
Word to your fucking mother,
Straight
dude.
up Sabres,
Talk
dude.
about, bro.
Straight up.
Straight up.
But anyways.
So what do the Sabres think about Israel?
How does Terry Pagula
I
feel
don't
about
think
Israel?
any of us want to know those answers, if we're being honest.
Yeah, no, it's true. I did actually want to ask about Sabres. Do you think Terry Pagula has given up hope for that team and he's just focusing on the Bills now? Or how do you think the ownership plays in the role of what they're doing right now?
I think that the
'Cause
Bills.
I do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is really all over. I love how all over
We're
the place this
everywhere.
fucking
This is
podcast
beautiful.
is, dude.
Sports is government, dude. It's the same shit.
Okay, so what I think it is when you look at the Bills and the success that they've had, they have
And our Lord and Savior Josh
Brandon
Allen.
Bean and Sean McDermott, who, yes, and of course, Josh is at the heart of it. Like,
Yeah,
the
for
reason why
sure.
the Bills are good is because of Josh Allen.
For sure.
Like, I'm not even exaggerating. But
Yeah.
what I do think, though, is that the Bills have had a demonstrated history of success since having Sean McDermott and Brandon Bean in the fold.
For sure.
And I think because of that success, they have been able to, when Terry maybe in the past has tried to meddle, be able to say, no, this is our thing.
Yeah.
We got this. I know what I'm doing. You do not pay us for you to just come in and make decisions like that.
Yeah.
With the Sabres, I think that he was penny pinching and he hired Kevin Adams because he didn't want to spend a lot of money.
Right.
And he also wanted to hire a yes man. He supposedly loves hockey and was like a hockey fan in his young
Terry
adulthood.
is?
Yes.
Okay.
Like growing up, he loved the Sabres, like in young adulthood, even though his timelines for how he describes his Sabres fandom doesn't really make sense. But like,
Oh, you think he's a
classic
fake ass
billionaire.
fan?
I think
The owner's a fake ass
Classic
fan.
he
billionaire,
literally
classic
in
fucking
his
Democrat,
listen,
dude.
but he is super not a Democrat also.
Yeah,
But
he's
no,
a fracking. He's a
I mean,
fracking
what? I want to
boy.
know the timeline thing. What?
so the timeline thing is when he was at his introductory press conference after they announced that he was buying the team, had said something along the lines of being like, oh, and I just remember as a kid watching Gilbert Perreault, and it was like, bro, at the time that Gilbert Perreault entered to the NHL, you were like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like you were not just like a wee little lad watching your favorite hockey player, like you are older
Right.
than him, I'm
Right.
pretty sure.
Yeah. Eating Oreos
yeah,
in my
right?
fucking parents' living room.
But
dude.
so to
Man,
answer
I
the question
fucking
though,
love
what I
Oreos.
think it is that he thinks of himself as like a hockey mind, even though he's not. And Kevin Adams
Right.
does not have the, I would say, whether you want to call it backbone or you want to call it experience, demonstrated history of success to be like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take your input on this. We are going to run this team the way that I want to. We're going to hire the people that I want to hire.
Yeah.
You are a billionaire.
Yeah.
And are going to fund this appropriately.
Right.
And I just think that he meddles a lot.
So it's like you're saying it's more of like a Jerry Jones sort of approach,
Yes.
where it's like you like mean well.
More comparable
Yeah.
to that than the other direction, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is unfortunate. And I think like ultimately what's going to culminate with whatever happens with Kevin Adams, whether it's this offseason or next offseason.
What a fucking white bread ass name too. Like that's it's just
and
like
not even
some
just
guy.
Kevyn.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Kevin. Kevin. I think whenever that ends
Oh,
up
wait, no,
happening.
wait, did you say YN or A?
YN.
Oh, YN. Ooh.
It's even worse.
Kevin.
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 So I think that's really what it
Zin
comes down
spelling.
to. And they just need somebody that's going to be able to say, no,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Let's get some,
It
let's
feels like a
spend
way
some
that
money.
a girl would spell Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you were naming your daughter Kevin
Oh,
with a Y.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's a lady. So you're saying
I know
he's a big
exactly what
lady.
you're saying, but just like the premise of, names can be whatever, but just
But,
like,
like, right, like,
this is
doesn't
my
that-
daughter, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what.
This is my, hey, I'd like you to meet my
But
daughter,
you're like,
Gary.
yeah, you're like, but it's Gary with an I.
Yeah, yeah,
Gary
right.
with an
Hard on the eye,
I.
actually. The dot in the eye is actually a little kiss.
Yeah.
Just like
Yes,
such
little
a clear,
heart.
non gender neutral name,
Oh,
like a
yeah,
very
yeah,
obvious one.
Oh yeah.
What's a good one? What's a good one?
Like an actual gender neutral
No,
name?
no, a good non-gender neutral.
Bowie.
Like the best thing to name your daughter. That's like a terrible name.
This
for
is my daughter, Bill.
Yeah, William. Dude.
B-Y-L-L.
William.
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 Guillaume.
Oh.
That song's kind of fun, man.
Who's that?
Guillaume. That's how like they say it in like French or whatever.
Guillaume.
Is it really?
Guillaume. Yeah. Well, like
That's
have you ever seen, I
insane.
just like have you guys watched King of the Hill?
Not
Oh,
a lot
well,
of
there's
it.
like one of them is like from like Louisiana, and his name is Bill, and he goes down, and his cousin
Cajun.
has like the Cajun like twang,
yeah.
and he calls him Guillaume.
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 That does sound fancy as hell.
It does sound really fancy. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, either way, do you think he's what's it called? Not long for this team. Do you think he's on
Kevin
the outs?
Adams?
Yeah. Or do you think the puppeteering will continue?
I think that there's a chance he gets fired after this season, but now that they're winning these stupid games that don't really matter, even though I'm not rooting for them to lose.
Are they just like done for the season?
Oh yeah, they're waiting.
Well,
they've been done
13-game losing streak. You're not going to make the playoffs.
They've been done since December.
Oh, that's so. Imagine that, dude. Imagine getting like halfway through your year.
Oh, it sucks.
And then it's just everything you do just doesn't even matter anymore.
Yep.
Honestly, though, that would be like the
everything
coolest.
You win makes
that
it worse.
would be the coolest time to have a job, though. Like for any other job.
Yeah.
To just be like, yep, you know what? We crushed, or we did so bad in the first 2 quarters.
It just doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fired, but like.
Yeah,
might as well. Yeah,
but dude, you're getting paid until then.
True, a lot of money getting paid too. Yeah. I think he maybe I think there's a slight chance he gets fired, but I think what's more likely is they give him one more year because his contract is expired at the end of next year, and then they just decide to.
So they don't have to buy him out or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that they maybe give him one more shot.
Pinch of pennies.
Maybe they fire some assistant coaches, which would be nice, but I don't know if that even happens. But yeah.
I mean, what role would an assistant coach have when you're that bad of a team?
Contributes to it for sure.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, like, how many games of firing an assistant coach make up?
Oh, it's no, it's a pure. It feels like a purely like
that just feels
like
that
optics.
feels.
But the thing is, though, is that they kept several coaches from the last head coach's staff and didn't fire them, and it made it seem like it was like a thing to not want to buy people out and pay out contracts for people not working because they've had to do that, and so they just brought back the staff from the last coach that also missed the playoffs the entirety of his tenure. And so it would if it was like, all right, we're going to clean house and Lindy can hire whoever he wants.
A couple doesn't.
Yeah, so it depends because it's like, for example, like not to get too into the weeds with it, but like the Sabres promoted the head coach from Rochester to be one of the assistant coaches.
Oh, Seth like the Merricks?
Yeah. He was the head coach the last like 3 years, and then before this season they promoted him as assistant coach. He was supposed to be in charge of the power play. The Sabres have the worst power play in the NHL, or one of the worst. He was also responsible for Rochester's power play, and Rochester's power play was ass. And so it's like things like that where like the Sabres in certain metrics are very good, like top 10 in the league with like scoring, for example.
Yeah, dude, they're like a 7-goal, 8-goal game.
It's so fucking funny to be top 10 in the league scoring, which is the point of the game,
right?
And still be losing that many games.
Be 28th in the entire NHL,
which is fucking. That
crazy.
Feels like that's statistically. You might be good in that metric, but that's such a bad sign,
right?
Yes,
like it's such a bad
structural
to be like
issue.
So good at that's so bad. Like it's like,
totally.
Dude, that's fucking, and it's that's my thing too with like hockey and like even basketball and like these sports where you have like 80 games in a season. Baseball,
162.
What are we doing? That's so many games.
Well, yeah, of course, baseball is so fucking many. It's not that hard to fucking play.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of downtime in baseball.
So much fucking.
But even like hockey and basketball, like those dudes are fucking sweating every 2 days to just. I mean, you get 1 day of practice, and it's like, all right, what are we gonna work on that didn't work yesterday? And it's like, how do you improve in 3 days? Like you just.
Well,
can't.
no, you really can't.
You can't. No, it's insane. But it's just, and every game means less. So especially like towards the end of the year, like how we're at, like how are you going to get people to watch games when you're out of the playoffs, but you still have fucking 40 games to play?
It's tough.
How does that even make sense?
Especially when you have to do a podcast twice a week.
Yeah, it's such a dumb. Like dude, I can't even imagine. They've been out of the playoffs and you're still like fucking. You're like, we got to.
Taylor and I are 6 years in. To this.
So fucking ridiculous.
And to be fair, like we have sponsors and stuff, so we get paid, which definitely helps.
Helps.
Because if we didn't, we would not be doing it out of the.
Oh, hey man, if they want to sponsor another podcast,
if they have
Down with the IRS podcast, also known as Bird Soup.
What this is the IRS a sponsor?
No,
so that's
baby.
where my tax money's going.
Let me talk to you.
Is that gonna hurt us in the long run?
Let me talk to you about sports gambling here.
DraftKings.
I'll take a
DraftKings,
draft.
Wait, we can't give them. We're gonna have to bleep that. That I just said, Boop Kings.
Kings.
Boop Kings.
the only gambling that has Kings in the title.
We were talking about that, dude. Like eventually, if not already, there's gonna be like over/under betting on like when people are gonna die and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying I think that's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, cause me and Lutz were talking about it because I guess like Lutz had like bets on like John McCain's death.
Oh,
and
sure. Really?
Why not?
He lost on John. He bet the fucking under on John McCain and lost.
I think they I don't really know. They've taken, I think, sports betting too far. Like, it's just like crazy. You can't watch any sports without it being like, oh, what a play by LeBron James. Yeah. And now that means that, he hit his over for his field goal percentage for the night. Like,
knows.
LeBron James' field goal percentage?
Like shit like that. Like, where it's just like.
He kicks field goals.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's what it's called. Like, in basketball, that's what it's called, is field goal. Yeah, like shooting, it's like your field goal.
I don't watch basketball either.
There you go. Yeah,
take it from two tall guys.
I thought you were talking about kicking
field
goals. I thought you were talking about kicking field goals.
No,
he's really good at that.
That too.
That's off the court.
Heck of a leg on him.
Yeah.
You ever see those things? Good gracious.
If LeBron ever played football, he would definitely be the kicker for sure. He looks like a kicker. Sort of
6'9", 300 pound, like. Yeah, dude, definitely the kicker.
Dude, honestly, I don't know why kickers aren't fucking jacked. You might as well. You're not doing shit else.
Right.
Why don't you work out on the sideline?
You probably need to be more aerodynamic. Like,
yeah.
They just have one leg that's way stronger than the other one. I only work out my right leg.
One leg and one forearm that's just fucking rock solid.
From what?
Jacking off. Because they don't got to do anything on that sideline.
Oh, that's fun.
They keep serving up on
I
the
see what you're
sideline.
getting at, yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, it's my time. I'm a little tired, but all right, let me wipe this off really fast. You gotta get ready before the game."
Can you imagine?
You ever see those?
He's got his like pants around his ankles as he's running off on the field, like trying to pull him back.
You ever
up.
see the past couple of years now? They have a couple medical tents on the set.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say maybe there's not doctors in there. Maybe that's where the kickers go. You know?
What do they got on those iPads?
Yeah,
dude?
right.
What the fuck are they looking at?
That's
private
a
browsing,
special
man.
team, dude. That's a special team.
Hey, don't open the incognito browser. Just don't even open it.
You guys got Google Chrome on this?
I'm trying to rub one out at halftime.
The NFL can afford happy endings. Right?
Well, I'm not happy about any of the endings that they've had recently.
Darn right.
Goddamn Bills won't fucking just. It sucks that I only want one thing in sports, and it will just. It's so far away. It's so close, but so far away.
It hurts.
It's honestly, it would have been. It feels less bad to give up halfway through the season, like with the Sabres sort of thing, where you're like, all right, this sucks, but it's like I'm like numb to it.
I would trade postseason heartbreak over numbness any day of the week.
Yeah, it's true.
The numbness is just so
fun.
terrible. Like,
yeah,
you at least have that sense of hope.
Yeah,
and I just Sabres fans, we are just a hopeless, hapless bunch, and it sucks.
That game was rough to watch, the last one.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man.
We tried so hard.
Yeah.
Got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
Good one, dude.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
This guy's a poet. What are your thoughts on...
That's Numb. That's Linkin Park. No.
What do you...
The song.
Oh, man. I was going to make a Linkin Park joke. Damn it.
What are my thoughts on what?
I was going to say...
No.
I was like, wow, you'd be... Just, have you ever thought about getting into like writing like new metal butt rock lyrics? Because I feel like you would.
I met this guy from my high school that I grew up with, Mike Shinoda. I was thinking about
Mikey boy. We love Mike, don't we?
Him. Yeah.
From Wheatfield.
From Wheatfield. Niagara Wheatfield's finest, Mike.
Big Linkin Park guy.
I'm more of a Lincoln suburb man.
Oh, I meant Mike. I didn't care about you.
Okay. Yeah, he's gotten the project going. You know,
okay.
They started to get some buzz recently, so I figured I might hop on board. Nice. He keeps messaging me on Instagram. I keep ignoring his fucking DMs, but it's I don't like a suck up. You know what I mean?
Dude,
God,
he's a little aggressive.
He's a little desperate.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Mike.
Yeah. In the end, it doesn't even matter, dude.
Yeah, right.
I don't know any other lyrics to any other Linkin Park song.
That's okay though.
I do know he was rapping on top of a sphinx in one of the music videos. That's all I remember about Linkin Park.
Can we?
What was like the really like popular song?
It's probably that one, right?
I've become so numb. I can't feel you there.
Numb.
Numb in the end.
In the end is that's the one. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I was saying numb, but yeah. Let's do a quick Linkin Park research
what's
sesh.
Their Spotify numbers looking
Yeah.
Well, didn't they get a new singer?
They did.
Yes,
They did.
lady?
Some lady? Is it a lady? Interesting. Oh, they got so many fucking plays. Yeah, Numb in the end are the top 2.
Is it billion?
The Emptiest Machine. Yeah, Numb's got 2 billion plays.
The people yearn for new metal.
It's in the billions?
Into billions. And
Crazy.
then
That's insane. I don't know if I've seen that before.
One Step Closer, fucking Faint. Heavy as the Crown. What I've done.
Oh,
what I've done
God,
is the
come on,
that's
a
the
classic.
Transformers.
Yeah,
Nothing like the end of Transformers.
There you go.
That is cinema right there.
Yeah, dude. Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
Dude,
LaBeouf.
He seems like such a dickhead. We already talked about that.
That
was like what we talked about, like one of our first episodes.
Early hate. We love hating
dude,
people on this podcast.
Who do we want to hate? Let's talk about
We hate Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
We hate Elon Musk.
Oh.
We hate Gary Vee.
We fucking hate Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
We've shit on Ryan Reynolds.
We've shit on Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Fuck Ryan Reynolds.
Word.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Who else do we hate?
I mean, we've shit a lot on
The
Joe
Elon
Rogan.
Musk one really brings
We
a
shit
warmth
on
to my
we've
heart.
shit on
Mainly
Joe Rogan
white
pretty
men.
frequently.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
That's
pretty
like
bad.
one of our most viewed videos. I don't know if it still is the most viewed, but one of the most viewed is the one where
shitting on
where Shetty was just talking about. It was like our election special.
Yep. Yeah,
where he was just talking about how Joe Rogan fans are just like big dumb idiots. Like
Yeah.
who like that's why Kamala should have done Rogan.
Yes.
Because like whoever's just gonna be on that podcast most recently is gonna get the Rogan bump.
100%.
But then it turned out to be like a whole ruse that it was actually. I will say, like, wasn't it a whole thing that like they like the Rogan people were the ones that backed out, like that she was gonna do it? Because initially it
That's
was
possible.
like, oh, she wouldn't travel to Dallas to go.
But
be
she
on
only
it.
wanted to do an hour or something.
Oh yeah,
Right.
she didn't want
He
to do
said
a 3
no.
hour
Yeah,
podcast.
and then they like
So
put
that
out
was
like
it.
a
But I mean,
wrong story.
I don't think that's a good excuse though.
No, God,
because
no.
she should have just said yes to whatever they
Just
wanted.
do
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
Because
I agree.
like
You're trying to receive a
that it
populist
would've-
vote. Be on the
it
most
is
popular
like
podcast
it is like
of
a
all time.
decently like I'm not saying it would have made her win.
No.
But like it definitely hurt her more than
Yeah.
helped
Do we
her.
think there's any chance that like he bots out like his listens, or do really that many people?
I think it's legitimate.
I
don't think Spotify's
not that he doesn't
paying-
have a big following, but like
Yeah.
I don't
he's
think
the
Spotify's
biggest.
paying $100 million for that
Yeah.
without actual like substance
knowing.
and like research
Like
behind
backed
it, like
shit.
backed, like
Yeah. Yeah.
verifiable, like
I
because you
just
can
don't
look
wanna
at like
believe
I mean
there's
he's
that
been
many
sponsored by a
morons.
ton of different shit. He's like verifiably, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is very funny because our origin story does include me listening to the Joe Rogan Experience in the back of a Best Buy back when it was way better, and it was like I didn't really like Joe, but the people he had on I thought were funny, so it was like I'll just play it because it's fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then he came back and was like, "Are you listening to Duncan Trussell on the Joe Rogan
Yeah.
pod?" And I'm
I
like,
didn't
yeah.
know because that's when like I don't know if you know Duncan Trussell's show. I was,
Yeah,
like,
did you ever
really
watch Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel?
Did you
It's
ever hear
a
that?
great
I think
tripping
so.
show.
Very,
Okay,
very good.
It's a great show to watch when you're tripping.
Adventure Time?
Yeah.
The guy that Pendleton Ward, the guy that like did all the artwork, he did the artwork for
Oh,
this show.
okay,
So it's like
cool.
an animated, and it actually uses like Duncan's podcast, like the clips from his
Yeah,
podcast.
it's just like conversations that he's
Oh,
had
that
with
rocks.
people.
Yeah.
And he was cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean,
100%.
he's kind of gone the wrong way too. But everybody in the Rogan sphere has gone the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are all
Everybody
these people
except
turning
Bill
into
Burr.
incels? Oh, Bill Burr rocks.
Bill
Bill Burr,
fucking
yeah.
rules.
He's
He
the
gives him
fucking
shit
best.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but
That's the
he
best
doesn't.
part.
He hasn't even been on. I mean, I think he's just out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I think
feels
he's
that,
out
yeah.
of the circle. He's not a sycophant. Like
Yeah.
He's,
all the rest
he's
of them.
escaped.
Yeah, well, that's
Got
the
out of the
problem, man. It's
Matrix.
like that's the problem with fucking comedy too.
Yeah.
Like since Kill Tony's so fucking popular,
Yeah.
and like everybody just tries to be edgy and like annoying.
An asshole.
Yeah.
Being an asshole
Yeah,
is how you
right.
get popular
like,
now.
It's
and
actually
like,
really that's something that really bothers me that I'd love your guys' thoughts on is like
hit me.
just the fact of like
No, hit me.
It
No,
leans
for
in-
real. Like physically hit me.
But
okay, so my
fucking
thing
kills.
is though is that I feel like
For
it is
audio
just
listeners,
so
he
fucking
fucking beat the
annoying
shit
that
out of me.
you have like, and mind you, I'll use him as an example because he's totally unfortunately made this turn too. But I used to really like him a lot when I was younger. But like the fact that like Dave Chappelle is like they're canceling me.
Yeah.
Hear more about it on my $50 million Netflix
no,
special.
dude,
Yeah,
I've talked about this
That-
before, dude. It's
Insane.
like
come on, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
dude. I used to
You're
have this
not
premise where it's like if cancel culture is real, I probably wouldn't hear about it so much. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like, dude, you're just constantly getting it shoved down your throat, and they're always on a stage.
Yep.
Or on like the biggest platform in the world, talking about how terrible cancel culture is.
Right.
Like nobody, dude.
No one's letting me talk anymore.
Dude,
anybody in front of thousands of people.
Right.
Anybody who
They're
has been
silencing me.
verifiably or successfully canceled, you would not have heard about it.
No, yeah.
Because they would just be out of the public eye. Like they would have actually had lost their social standing.
Yeah.
But that's never actually occurred.
And also half the time it's just like, no, man. Not half, like 95% of the time, it's like, nah, man, you were just being a fucking asshole about
and you weren't even,
XYZ.
dude, and you can
and
get
people
away.
Are calling you out on
and
it.
I feel like there's an overreaction too with like how much of like pussies people are. Yeah. I feel like you can get away with way more if you're actually funny.
For sure.
You can say like whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
As long as you do it funny, because it's like but like there's
this
idea that like this generation's a bunch of pussies, like they're young and like snowflakes. Or I don't think that's true at all.
Completely agree.
If you're just
unless you mean pussies,
you
can
even talk about like the
a
issues.
Term of endearment.
You could talk about the issues like
flip it on
like
trans stuff. Pussies rule.
You could be funny about trans stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
but like. If you do it in a funny way, nobody's gonna fucking cry.
Right.
But Dave Chappelle just gets on his fucking soapbox and complains about bathrooms or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that's just not not funny. It's not funny and it's not.
Well, part of what made the original Chappelle show so good was the fact that he wasn't punching down.
Yeah.
Like he was either punching up at people or would like make humor out of like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff with like how he would be able to kind of like approach like race, for example, where like it's a serious heavy topic, but like you're saying, like if you could do it in a way where it actually like is funny,
well, he
it
was one of
isn't
the
like
best at doing
death to this person.
Because that's like what a lot of people.
The Klansman is one of the funniest fucking sketches of all time.
That is what probably my favorite.
It's in the first episode.
I know it's so good.
Crazy.
That first episode rips so hard.
100%.
But like that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, you could just like if you just like that's what people try to do now. They'll just like go on stage and try to be edgy and like say like slurs or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
like
so
just like
stupid.
shock jocking or whatever.
Yes.
It's just like what.
It's all about the shock value.
Yeah,
totally.
Well, I think Kill Tony's more responsible for that than Joe
100%,
Rogan. But I mean, Joe Rogan's kind of responsible for Kill Tony.
Exactly.
So whose fault is it really?
It's a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And he's never satisfied.
Well, I mean, I do like some of the people that he has as regulars. I will say that.
Like
Ari Mahdi and like I think
I think he's good at finding good comedians, but I think he's just an asshole
format
to
of the
everyone
show
at
made
large.
Bad comedians worse.
Yes, 100%.
Everybody's just trying to audition for Kill Tony in every fucking room everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, when's the last comedy show you went to? Was it the 30 for 30? The Pisker?
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a good night.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of who before. What I would have mentioned.
Shout out
Jake
Pisker.
Shout out Jake Pisker. We love Jake.
Dude.
He's actually coming back from Boston. Yeah, he had
yeah.
a show in Boston.
We'll get him on eventually.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, Jake is the best. Genuinely like one of the, if not the like most kind-hearted, warm people that you could possibly ever meet.
A real
30
cat
for 30?
of a human being.
Yeah,
sweet boy.
I agree. And then before that, I'm trying to think, who would I have seen recently? I feel like I have.
Go to any good helium shows?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I feel like I usually go to like a few good ones a year. Like I saw Sam Morril there last year.
Oh, that's sick.
I've seen him a couple times. Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
He's too big for the clubs now too.
Yeah,
like he just came back. He was at Kleinham's.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Buff State, right?
Or Buff State.
They filmed. I think they filmed the special there too. Because Megan and Jake, my sister Megan and then Jake, they went. And I'm pretty sure that they said that at that one they had were filming a part of his special or something like that.
Interesting.
Maybe he's doing some like road work stuff. Or something.
It was because I think there was some like tie-in that maybe it's like his like actual one is being filmed in like Boston or something, and they did like a bit about like Bills and Patriots fans or whatever, like the Bills fans like booing Boston or whatever.
It
was something like
cool.
that.
So it's like gonna be a little edit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, but he was really good. Shit, I'm trying to think. I feel like I usually go a good amount. My sister Megan is constantly going to comedy shows.
Hell yeah, they're getting pricey. That's the problem.
They are pricey.
Well, that's like helium too. It's like the ticket prices are like one thing because it's like I get like that.
Everyone I want to go see is $50.
But I get like Dave Attell should be $50.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he deserves that. I think they get most of that. But then there's like the minimums.
Yeah.
One that I think I'm gonna be able to go see is what's her name? She's do either of you guys watch Abbott Elementary?
I've seen a couple of episodes.
She was well, and then she's Melissa Chimenti on that, but she's also the aunt in the Parent Trap, or the nanny in the Parent Trap.
Oh,
red hair. Funny. What's her name?
What the fuck? I know.
Yeah, can you look? It's killing me. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know her name. It's bothering me. But she's coming to Helium in the beginning of May.
I think I did see this.
And I definitely would like to go see her because I love Abbott Elementary, man. That's.
Oh yeah.
I would say that is. This is another thing that's really puzzling. Is like. Aside from Abbott Elementary, like I can't think of a ton of like really good sitcoms.
Oh yeah,
that are on anymore.
No, comedy show. Like
we grew up in like the golden
been a really good sitcom in a long ass.
Like Abbott Elementary, I think is the only one that I could be like, wow, this is one that's going to be like an all-timer.
I mean, the last all-timer was Sunny.
Well, it's like well, and then Sunny's kind of fizzled out.
Walter.
Lisa Ann Walter. Yeah, right.
Shout out.
Lisa Ann Walter.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod, Lisa Ann.
She's a huge fan.
We love the Parent Trap here. Big Bird Soup loves the Parent Trap. And all of your other work, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But no, Abbott Elementary, I've seen probably like 4 or 5 episodes, but Allie's a big fan.
Oh, nice.
So that's,
it's one of those, it's like the classic like thing with sitcoms where it's like you watch like the first season and it's, the first half.
Yeah,
they're like finding their footing. You could see the chemistry starting to bloom, and then it kind of hits a point where you like realize that like, oh, all right, I'm invested in these characters now and their arcs. And then they've done a really great job of writing like the character arcs of all of like the main ensemble cast.
Hell yeah,
with like some really good like I feel like a lot of times shows and movies will like just take like these like cheap jokes of like relating to like modern stuff or like pop culture and stuff like that, and Abbott does such a great job of doing that like tastefully where it like is actually like funny.
Well, that's the problem with like shit like The Big Bang Theory and stuff.
Yes,
God, that show sucks so hard.
Yeah, pandering to people that do not relate to it.
Well,
my dad.
Well, also, Brendan. If you watch Young Sheldon, you should be put on a list.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
that's what I'm
saying.
Watch list
of some
it's
kind.
so popular because most people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
With no taste.
I think if you're a like beat in your chest or Young Sheldon fan, you should be on a no-fly list.
That's true.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you own a Bazinga shirt, we should kill you in the street.
Actually, I have to take something off of my Netflix list right now really fast. Just quick. But no. I agree. No, I fully agree.
A closeted young Sheldon watcher, dude. Hide him in the attic.
It's like, fuck that show.
But he's so small, and it's so funny because he's wearing a tie. Because they don't wear ties. He's a kid. Only a dumb smart guy would wear a tie as a child.
True.
Oh man. No, but it's weird. I mean, TV in general is in a weird spot, especially with like TikTok and all like the funniest things you see are like just a random Instagram video you send to your buddy. Like it's not like I'm watching a show and it's like, oh, did you see this fucking part of the show? Well, it's all like,
it's definitely not like not on cable TV at least. I feel like there's certain like funny shows on like the streaming platforms, but even like streaming has really like. Fucked a lot of that up in a way.
It's just too much. They've been doing too much and have less like of a quality control than there has ever been. Right. But it's also like they're like overcorrecting with like the cancellation stuff where they're like, oh, we don't want to like be offensive or like do we don't want to step on anyone's toes, but we also want to make fun of people.
Yeah,
so it's like
this one show that had like that's such a great point because it's like you get these shows that have these like cult followings that are very dedicated, but it's like, oh well. These Netflix executives are like, oh, because it didn't surpass so-and-so viewership, like that means it's canceled.
Well, yeah, like because that's the thing too. It's like popularity and quality are not necessarily linked.
Totally.
Yeah. But like the way the television, or at least for a while, was set up. I mean, and I think it's kind of going back that way too. It's like you have to make a certain amount off of it.
Right. It's like the instant gratification thing. It's similar with like social media and all that shit, where it's like. Dude, like The Office would have been canceled after one season. Like the first season of The Office is terrible.
Yeah, it's not anywhere close to
terrible.
Wait, are you sure about that?
The first season of The Office?
You mean ratings or like?
Oh, I just meant like writing wise. It was terrible. Oh. Rating wise, I don't even know.
I thought it was bad ratings, but dude, the fucking Diversity Day was in season 1. That's a great.
Well, towards the end of the first season,
that's a great episode.
Yeah. It's just
season
one of those
2,
things.
it just like was so exponentially like as a whole was like the product was way better, and you need to give them
too. It's like
time.
They probably came back with more money too the second.
For sure, for sure.
But no, and it's like especially like there's I did watch what the fuck English Teacher that Brian Jordan Alvarez. He's like a singing guy. Dude, fantastic show. It's like a whole thing.
Dude, I feel like I don't watch TV that much
good.
anymore.
It's a Hulu show. I feel like Hulu's been doing some good stuff.
They got some good stuff.
There's some like solid like little miniseries or
They're
whatever.
doing comedy specials now too.
Yeah. Got to compete with the big dogs.
Do you watch any of the active like HBO shows at all now, like White Lotus or
I mean, I was a big
Righteous
Severance guy.
Gemstones?
Dude,
Severance.
I haven't finished Severance yet.
Great, yeah. Severance.
I haven't finished.
You're in the middle of watching it now?
No, I haven't. Well, I think I have like 2 episodes left. I've just been so
yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
And I started White Lotus, but I haven't really been feeling this season.
Yeah.
It's not. It's definitely.
It's not as good as the
feel.
Michael Imperioli season. I really
that
like
was
that.
crazy
That was
shit. Yeah, that was a really good
but
one.
I don't know.
Finale's tonight, actually.
Yeah.
For White Lotus.
No, yeah, I didn't.
Coming out.
I gotta catch up on that.
Severance.
I do love Walton Goggins though.
He's great.
Hey, Walton Goggins
He's
is
awesome.
Dude, Fallout was fantastic.
I haven't seen Fallout.
Fallout
yet.
was really, really good.
Really?
He was like, do you ever play the games?
No, I haven't.
Do you know like the world and stuff? Though?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I feel like because I've had quite the backstory with Fallout.
Yeah.
Because I would like. We used to do like a lot of short films and like make movies and stuff, and that was like my big thing where I was like, well, Buffalo and Niagara Falls kind of looks like shit, so it's like this would be a perfect place to do a Fallout movie. And then we actually ended up doing one at the Transit Drive-In, and then I watched the show and I'm like, oh yeah, they did a way better job than I did.
No,
well, I actually didn't like. I feel like the aesthetic of it looked too clean, like too studio.
Of Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, it was like,
looked,
I mean,
but it just like I like the practical effects and shit, but it like
dude,
the
it was
trailer
goofy
like
as fuck,
it looked.
though.
It looked bad to me aesthetically. Everything was too like the lighting was bad.
Yeah, it was too like it felt like corporatized in that sort of sense.
No, it literally
of,
felt like it had fucking Young Sheldon lighting. Like, it looked,
I
it looked like
that.
a studio. Like it literally just looked like it was like a sitcom lighting.
Yeah,
there was no.
It was less cinematic than it probably could have been.
And like you never notice that really until it's bad. And it's like I definitely noticed the lighting was just like off in the trailers that I've seen. So I'm like why did like the way the vault it just looked fake. It looked like it looked like you were in a wax museum.
Yeah.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Well, just like from the trailers I've seen.
But they didn't actually do all that stuff. It was pretty
No,
fake.
I know, but the
like,
whole point is doing it so that
you
think that it's real.
No, but it's like I feel like Fallout in particular though, it has like a goofiness to like the aesthetic that like you're not it's supposed to be like fantastical.
Yeah, but goofiness isn't like just bad lighting.
I mean, bad is
it just didn't it looked flat.
I don't watch shows for lighting.
That's also
I watch
thing,
it for
though.
the
I feel like
writing.
a lot of movies you can like and TV shows. It's just like, what are you filming this? Like, how did people forget how to like light stuff?
Yeah,
and,
just
like,
need a better
I think the quick
fucking
turnaround.
scenescapes.
I think there's just so much shit.
That's probably part of it
so
because like, you could do a lot of that in
even,
post.
Like a little bit of I even almost to a degree disagree with that because how often is it now that like these shows are like, all right, season 1 is out now. We'll see you in 4 years for season 2.
No, that's fair.
Like.
Well, Severance did it right. That's one of those things where it's like you take the time and you build it into like something that like there has to be like distinct choices and like there has to be meaning behind things rather than just like I thought it looked cool.
That's also probably a thing with movies even more so than TV in certain instances. Like I'm sorry, like the second Robert Pattinson Batman movie should be out by now.
100%.
They're doing another one. I didn't even know.
Oh yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. They sure
and
are.
the first one was solid, but at the same time it felt.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
It was
I
fine.
liked it.
It was good.
I
it was
enjoyed
good.
it.
It was just one of those things where it's like I'm a Dark Knight guy. I'm a big.
I mean, how can you not be?
Yeah, so it's like when you have like any sort of sequel to that, it's like, well, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Like you always have to compare it. So it's like,
how did you like it compared to Ben Affleck's Batman?
oh, I hate Ben Affleck.
That's another person we hate.
Yeah, we hate Ben Affleck too. Yeah, we don't like Ben
fuck
Affleck.
with Ben Affleck.
Nope. He's really good. It's like one of those things.
Bill Maher is another one.
Bill
we
Maher.
hate.
Yeah, we shit on him.
Don't get me started
for sure.
on that asshole. Jesus.
He's going to the White House. You guys see that?
What?
He's what?
He's going to the White House. Bill Maher.
Going to just.
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
he's gonna
talk
interview
shit?
him or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
He got like invited to the White House.
That's probably a bad sign.
Well, yeah, dude. It means that he's being invited by like a fascist, but he still wants to claim that he's like a liberal dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was probably like, I've heard you say bad thing about trans people before. Come on over.
Bill Maher has like the Seinfeld syndrome too. He likes to fuck 17-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, if you're a bad guy, you gotta pull out all the stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just be a shitty person. You have to get.
We were talking about
that.
We were talking about that with about that at the meeting I was at. We were talking about like clean comedy, and I'm like, well, she goes, yeah, I mean Jerry Seinfeld's a creep though. You know, he likes to like fuck kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, at least he doesn't swear.
Yeah, right. Like, if there's one saving grace to pedophiles, is like
it's just so
least
funny
they could do.
because it's like Bill Cosby. Like Bill Cosby was a clean comic.
Yeah.
Too.
Of course. Yeah. There's always something to hide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to hide? You can't say fucking shit and all that. Like, why not?
Because God doesn't want me to.
Wow.
I don't think that's in the Bible.
But God wants me to put my hand on the small.
I don't think the word fuck
bed.
existed when they wrote the Bible.
God asked me to do that, actually. He put the idea in my head, so I have to. That's the thing.
You sound like the everyday evangelical in the United States.
Dude, I don't know, man. I do work right near the Scientology building in Buffalo.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You ever pop in there and see what's going on?
No, but they do.
You ever
banners.
get audited?
They got banners that say they could help my marriage. So if it ever gets all rocky, you know,
I think you're probably too poor for them.
That's true. Yeah.
They like rich dudes.
Yeah.
Give us your bank information so we can double check if you'd be fit for this.
You know what's
church.
crazy about that too is like I feel like I always think about that. Not always, but like I often sometimes
I think about it for Scientology
think
almost
about.
every day.
Do you really?
I
I was just
often
gonna say,
sometimes,
how
yeah.
cool would fucking Tom Cruise be if he wasn't a Scientologist?
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
No,
that
because
guy
because
loves
here's the thing.
movies, man.
Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
he is cool.
He's cool.
And
yeah.
a Scientologist.
Yeah.
So he's cool in spite of it. So if he
Yeah.
wasn't,
That's fair.
he'd be even cooler.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I would like him to be even
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy. But
He's
but it's
nuts.
also one of those things where it's like, would he be as good at what he does
Right.
if he wasn't a little
How far into his career before he made the jump to the cult?
I think that had to be like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So he could have
I can
already ripped
imagine.
a couple of Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
it was
think he did the
probably
first
after
one,
he
maybe
got,
one or
they
two.
like
Wow.
they like successful people. They like rich people.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, because it's
what was
Top Gun.
Who
He
was
was in
the
Top
one?
Gun back in the day.
Man, from
Snowballed. John Travolta?
King of Queens. Leah Remini. What?
Oh,
Remini?
yeah.
Going Clear, that documentary that she did.
Yeah,
Did-
right.
yeah.
Wasn't that the one
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like about like getting people out of Scientology and like how she
hard it
got
is.
out?
Because
and
they're
stuff?
super
I
litigious.
love being like, King
Crazy.
of Queens. You know, that lady that did this very heroic thing, like getting people. Yeah, she's the queen. That's the queen right
Yeah,
there.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Queen of Queens.
The queen of, yeah.
The new
Queen of
Kevin
Hearts.
James spinoff
The Queen
about
of
his
Queens.
daughter.
There we go.
Like Girl Meets World, dude. The Queen
oh,
of Queens.
Queen of Queens.
A
Coming to
gender
CBS.
You
swap
know
king
that's
of
coming
queen.
at some
You
point.
just have it's just fucking Kevin James in a wig.
Yeah,
Just
of
coming
course.
home or like whatever.
doing the-
Just being annoying.
the meme.
Being annoying to her husband.
Yeah, no, it's young King of Queens coming to CBS.
It's the Young Sheldon crossover.
Well, Ben Stiller's
Queen
dad
of
was in that
Kings.
too.
Huh?
Ben Stiller's dad.
Oh, I did. Yeah. R.I.P. Dude.
Rest in
Great
peace.
dude.
R.I.P. to GOAT.
Great
R.I.P.
dude.
also to a great show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, last season.
Yeah.
It's
Larry
done
David
now.
died?
No.
Oh.
It's just the show that I'm saying R.I.P. to. Larry David will never die. I think he's been 70 his whole life, and
Yeah.
we'll just keep
He
cruising.
really has looked the same for the past like 20
It's like the
Crazy.
Steve Martin thing, you know?
Yeah.
Steve Martin looks better than Larry David though.
Yeah.
He's got
Hell
hair
yeah.
still.
Yeah. For
But I
sure.
think the lack of hair is almost like endearing. Like that's his character now. He has to shave
True.
it. If it ever grows back, he can't. Like you wouldn't recognize him if he was a.
You won't see
you
LD
know?
getting hair plugs anytime soon.
No. LD on him.
LD.
He's getting the Bro got a podcast.
Well, there
and
was
it
a
looks
Curb
so
episode
different.
about him
taking a
taking like Viagra.
Quick trip over to Turkey, real quick, just to get my haircut. The Viagra one. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
There's so many good bits in that.
oh,
man.
it's amazing. Too good. Do you guys
Dude.
listen to anything good lately, music wise?
Magdalena Bay.
pretty
Fucking
good.
album's coming out.
Cool.
Or show's coming up. May 5th.
Oh, at Riverworks?
Yeah, they're coming to Riverworks.
Oh yeah.
Dude's fucking. I got this little. You ever seen this guy? Album
No.
cover.
No, I don't think I have.
It's a guy shoving a disc into a lady's forehead. It's pretty great,
Cool.
and I would recommend it.
Is that one of their albums?
Yeah, it's their like
Okay.
latest album. That
Is it
came
called
Out.
"Guy
It was
Shoving
a
a Disc
sick-
into a Lady's Forehead"?
I wish.
Yes.
Imaginal disc, I believe, is the
Whoa.
name.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
It's good.
Nice.
It's
Hell
funky
yeah.
as hell.
Wait, do you
dude.
think he's
Send me the
shoving it
link.
in or pulling it out?
I think that's the artist.
Whoa.
The
Because
viewer's
if it's an
interpretation.
imaginal disc, the disc would be coming out of your head.
Interesting.
I think we're hitting a breakthrough here.
Yeah, dude, I just changed the world.
Yeah. I mean, if the,
Changed
if the
my
hand
world.
was like. Your world is so much different now, Brendan.
Wow.
It's crazy. But speaking of music, so what's Deb? What's Deb all about?
Deb.
Where are we going?
We're doing the thing. No,
Hell
Deb
yeah,
is Deb is my new band. Really, really psyched about it.
Beautiful.
It's, myself, Dakota Lord from Slow Animals,
Beautiful.
John Perdue from Previous Love, and then Eric Corey, who was in the band Animal Sounds. And it's honestly great. Yeah, it's our new band. We're really loving it. We've been writing and working at it now for probably like 7-8 months or so, I want to say. So it's been a lot of time and energy and effort put in, and we're now going to be making our debut at the Concert for Jen coming
Hell
up
yeah.
on April 19th. But
get your tickets now.
Get your tickets now.
While supplies last.
True. But yeah, no, it's really cool. It's honestly been a lot of fun. It's been a really nice, I think, like breath of fresh air and change of pace for us all with the band. And just anytime you do a new like endeavor or project, you just kind of find like the new things that help you find inspiration in new ways. And
sure.
I think in the beginning, we're like definitely like getting our feet under us, and then it was like after like a couple of months, like we really kind of felt like, oh shit, like we kind of maybe have something here, and have been hitting our stride with like our writing and band chemistry and everything like that. But
Did it just
cool.
sort of happen, or was it like an intentional, like you recruited people, or
so
what?
I had been jamming like very loosely on and off with Dakota and Eric for a while. We had been just kind of like messing around and like writing some stuff, but never anything seriously. But it was always kind of like, oh yeah, maybe when kind of timing works out and everything, we'll do it. And then Canadus last year decided we were going to be taking a break for a while, and I really wanted to try and like turn my energy towards like a new kind of creative outlet, and so Eric, Dakota, and I kind of had the conversation of being like, oh, should we like really try and do this now and like maybe get a drummer in the mix and actually be a band? And it was great. Like John was the first person that I had thought of for asking. I've been a big fan of Previous Love for years, played shows with them many times.
As have we.
Dude, like great dudes, really
Super
great
nice
group of guys. And John always has just been a drummer that I've really admired. And so it was after a show at Mohawk one day that we were like, there was a group of us outside. You guys might even have been at that show.
It's possible.
But we were outside of.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. There was like a bunch of us outside of like Mohawk and like Electric Avenue.
It's the day before my birthday.
It was actually on your birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, it was your birthday. It was nuts. And I kind of brought it up to him. I was like, hey
Small
man,
world.
like because he knew Dakota, but he didn't really know Eric. But I was like, Dakota and I are doing a new group with our buddy. Like, we need a drummer. And like, I don't know. I was like, I've always been a huge fan of yours. Like, would you ever be interested in jamming? And he was. And then we kind of just started from scratch and have been writing and have like a really cool sound that's I think different for all of us than like our projects that we've done most recently or what our kind of wheelhouse is. So
that's sick.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. We're like really itching to like show this out or show this off, and like we're starting recording this week too, which is really exciting. So we're gonna be putting some music out soon.
Are you doing like house recording stuff, or are you going to a studio?
It's kind of both in a way. So RJ DeMarco, who was shout out RJ Fernway, yes, he recorded all of the Canadus records,
right?
And I have like through that experience developed like a really great personal and working relationship with him.
Hell yeah!
And so when it came time for us to kind of make the decision for who we're going to record with, it's a little difficult because he's in California now,
right.
But his another friend who was kind of like learning under him, Trevor Balbiers, who plays in the band Ashford,
the man.
Has a setup with the two of them because Trevor also worked on the Canadus records, but they have a thing now where RJ can like be remotely in the studio and editing stuff in real time.
Interesting.
And so we're going to be working with Trevor and RJ on it. And,
Hell yeah.
We're going to start off with a single that we're going to put out this summer, and then hopefully we'll have an EP out by the end of the year.
That's sick as hell.
Yeah, but it's cool. We're going to be doing, I think, like 5 of our originals at the concert for Jen. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, we're psyched about it. It's really fun. It's like very good, like rhythmic kind of like upbeat stuff, but also some cool like slow music too. So it's a good balance. Right. Yeah.
We should probably just end on that, I think.
Okay.
Or like hour 20.
Hour 20.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
Real quick though, my last question. This is one word answer, or not one word, one sentence answer.
Ooh.
Where did the name come from?
It's Derek. You don't right? It's just your names.
Is it the initials?
It started, so we were calling ourselves Deb for a while because it was Dakota Eric Brendan.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we just were like trying to think of names once John came into the fold, and he was like, honestly guys, like it's a really good name.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Like let's just roll with it. So we threw the period on at the end, and
so John's the period.
John is the period. But we did say
I was literally thinking about that while you were talking about it. You kept saying Dakota Eric. I was like, oh wait, that's what it is.
We did say though, I'm giving this the scoop now.
The
but
scoop?
We did say though that now
scoop.
moving forward in any like interviews that we do, that we're gonna change the story every time.
Oh,
and it'll be like,
That's
it was
fun.
the day of our first band practice. There was this old woman named Deborah who was walking along the street.
Right.
John jumped in front of her to
we were
protect her from getting hit by a car.
Fucking zebra cakes.
Yeah, right. Well, and we have said Eric came up with the idea that we're gonna call our fans Little Debbie's, and we're just gonna have at our merch table whenever we get merch, we're gonna have Hostess, Little Debbie snacks.
That's incredible.
But come to the concert for Jen.
Promo your stuff. So
April 19th.
follow Brandon on
Meechies.
Instagram.
Yes.
Deb Band, Slow Animals, Buffalo. Fucking
Straight Up Sabres
April
pod.
19th at Nietzsche's.
Yes.
What time is that going to be?
Doors at 7.
Doors at 7.
Comedy starts at 8. We have Caitlin Palufo, who is headlining.
Sweet.
Amazing touring comedian. She's based in
yeah.
New York City, but like she was just on the Tonight Show. She's been on Colbert. She's been all like the late night circuit. Has played comedy shows all over the country.
Hell yeah.
Super funny. Like booming following too. She's got like over like 150,000 followers on Instagram. Jake is going to be opening up the comedy portion. Then we have Grosh headlining the music portion. Grosh rocks.
Rippers.
If you have not
Grosh
seen them,
rip.
oh my god,
100%.
And then Deb will be opening up the music portion. We also have the strip teasers who are going to be doing a burlesque performance as well.
Yeah.
April 19th at Nietzsche's right in Allentown. It's going to be a great time. Tickets on sale now. Go grab them. We're going to have raffles too and stuff. So we have a bunch of signed shit from the Bills and the Sabres and
That's
some
sick.
other cool like experiences and stuff that you can put your tickets in to try and win. And it's gonna be a really great night. It's a really great cause. All proceeds are gonna go to Recovery Options Made Easy, which is a really great local mental health and substance abuse support organization in Western New York. So it's gonna be a great time. Hopefully you two handsome fellows will be there if you're around.
I'm around.
Heck
We're
yeah.
around, man.
No, it's gonna be a great
we
time.
Don't live too far.
Yeah, we're here. We're out here.
Come check it out.
Chilling.
Yeah. All right. And then our show.
Yes.
May 17th.
May 17th.
Bird Soup Live, May
Bird
17th,
Soup,
Saturday.
Late Night Live.
Drop by after Porch Fest. It's the same day as Porch Fest.
Yep.
If you're on
Drop by
Elmwood,
at Milky's.
We'll be playing Porch Fest too, actually.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to see Bird Soup
Yeah.
live right after.
We have a
Co-signed.
comedy and music
Yes.
as well, much like this concert for Jen.
Jake
Hell yeah.
Bauer, Trevor Finnegan, Johnny Comedy, Jacob Morrison, Bennett Slasky, Tuesday night music performance, and Jacob Nicholson as the house band.
That rocks. That's
Hell
a
yeah.
great
We're going to
bill.
also
We're
have
killing it.
vendors.
Vendors,
Mary
yeah.
Marciniak is
Mary
going to be
Marciniak.
selling her art.
Tight.
Our logo designer, and I believe Jake Bauer may have some
art as well.
Art
Love Jake.
for your viewing pleasure.
So we're going to have a good time.
and purchasing pleasure.
Yeah. I don't know. If
But yeah.
anybody lives in Batavia, I think I'm going to do Go Art this Saturday, April 12th.
Hell yeah.
Doing
Nice.
a guest spot.
Get
But,
out. Get out to an open mic, you know.
Yeah, get out
Show
to one
your
of our open
face,
mics. We do
dude.
comedy all week long. I'm doing Revolver Records today, which is going to be 2 days ago by
Yeah.
the time you listen to that. So
If you weren't there, you fucking missed out,
yeah,
dude.
you fucking
out.
missed
Missed
it.
out, man.
Go to the next
Lame.
week's one. Yeah, we have May 17th, and then that's it. All right.
That's about
Cool.
it.
That's about it. Oh, wait. Also subscribe to our Patreon and follow us on Instagram.
True.
And
Do it.
do all our stuff.
We got another episode.
Go to
Down
the
with
link.
the IRS.
We're
Down
about-
with the IRS, up with community building.
Yeah, we're
Damn
about to
right.
Hell yeah.
film another episode here, and yeah. All right, later.
Thank you guys for having me.
Goodbye.
Thanks for being here,
Thanks, Brendan. You tall bastard.
You tall bastard.
Brian.